and I have the honor today of representing this fine group of gentlemen who I worked on a project called InMadison with them this weekend. And yes, we are the Stack Overflow for cooking. When we started this project, we had nothing to do with Madison. We were actually wanting to make a question and answer platform for cooking, but we realized that's already been done, and it's been done quite well. So we had a very early pivot, to say the least. So we started looking at other topics. What are other things that we could apply this platform to? We realized that it's pretty much out there in every single topic, except for sex. We couldn't find one on sex. But I didn't want to give a 5-minute pitch on sex because that's about 2 minutes longer than I typically last. So we went with Madison because it's hyper-local. It can pull our community together. I talked to the most Madison person I can find, the most Madisonian person, Scott Resnick, our alder. I don't know where he is, if he's around here. But I think we all know Scott as someone who knows technology and who knows our city really well. We talked about the idea with him, and he said that Madison could use a Q&A site. So we're like, okay, we have a leap of faith assumption there that we need to test out. Would Madison like a site like this? We talked to a bunch of people. We met Jamie here at a store on State Street, and Jamie shared a story with us about how she was trying to find a jazz club here in Madison, and she searched the web, she found a list, she got her friends in a taxi, they got their high heels on, they went over to the jazz club, and it's been closed down for a year. The web failed Jamie, and we wanted to provide a better solution for her. We talked to about 50 users, and we compiled that information, and what we found is that people want to know information about Madison from Madisonians, because no one knows Madison better than the people like us who live here and engage in it every single day. So we wanted to create a forum to provide that ability to happen, and we really like the aspects of a Stack Overflow type forum that has questions and answers. So I'm going to get into what that is if you don't know what it is. We built a minimum viable product. This is our website, and quick overview of how it works. We have Madison up there, it's very Madison focused, but essentially people can ask questions. So you ask a question here about kiteboarding, and then anyone else in the community can answer this question. You write up an answer. You're gonna have multiple answers because it's an opinion, right? That's good. We want to expand the answer set. People are going to be able to vote up and down questions and answers, which means the best content will float to the top, which is why this tool is so powerful, because someone can have a question like this, it can get multiple answers, the best answer will go to the top, and they could read through them in that order of best to worst, based on the user-generated feedback that's in the system. So, systems like this require a lot of user engagement, a mass amount of people in the community that are actually using it and contributing on a consistent basis. So this is another huge assumption that we needed to test this weekend, so we went to town doing it. We launched our website, and we looked at a bunch of other people who are kind of already in this space as well. So Reddit Madison has a good user group and a very engaged following. We saw that that's kind of for fun. There's a lot of fun things going on, pictures and things like that. We also found the Daily Page, which is another very engaged group, but it's a forum. It's moderated, and it's a list-based information. Yelp is really about reviews, and it doesn't really give the businesses the opportunity to collaborate and to share their information on that as well. So we thought we had a differentiator in that we can connect the community, we can give them rankings, and we can give them results-based forum, because they ask a question, they get answers. So we launched our site on 3 p.m. yesterday. This is our adoption here. We targeted our friends and family, and we tried to get them up and running on it on the site. Reddit kicked in there, and we had a lot of adoption. I just checked it a little while ago. We had almost 700 visits so far. All in all, that puts us at about 518, or a little more than that, unique visitors. So we're doing pretty good there. Where do these visitors come from? All over the country, but centralized in Madison. In Madison, that's good. This is us celebrating our 21 concurrent users. We're really excited about it, so we're kind of dated nerds. You're probably thinking, how the heck do we make money? That's a looming question we have over our heads the entire weekend. We thought, well, we can do ads. So we went out and talked to businesses about how they might want to advertise on it. Maybe it's based on the searches that are coming up, the types of people using it. But in the back of everyone's head, we all think ads suck, right? Bam, it just ruins everything. The whole experience sucks. These are some businesses that we talked to, but we didn't feel like we were getting much traction from that, so we made a pivot on the revenue model. We started to look at tags. We have a very unique tagging system where you can put topics on these questions and answers. Tags look like this. See these tags at the bottom, kiteboarding, outdoor, things like that. Fontana might want to subscribe to those ads, and they actually said that they would be interested in that. And when someone asks a question, Fontana gets emailed about that, and they can further engage with their community based on that. Tags are better than ads. This is Jamie. She loves our site, and we're in Madison for all things Madison. Thank you. questions do you have about InMadison?
Is this geared for more for people who already are here, living here, and want to know different things going on in the community, or for tourists?
So her question was, is it for people who already live here or for tourists? And I think it's for both. So Madison has a very engaged community. It's a unique community in that people are engaged, especially on the electronic spaces. So we want to attract those people, but newer people coming in will hit it through search engine optimization. These sites produce hundreds and hundreds of pages based on each question, so they can find information on there. And if they ask a question to Google, they might find themselves on our website.
You mentioned the other user communities like Reddit and Isthmus, but the issue was the tone or the type of questions that are asked. How would you expect to manage that or change that?
Yeah, so his question was about differentiation from these other products. The tone is one thing, but our site attacks that problem, not attacks, but solves that problem through user-generated feedback through voting systems. So if someone posts an inappropriate comment on there, they can first of all flag it, which goes to a moderator. People who use the site actively become moderators of it. It also does it where if it's just a comment that might not be applicable or not as good, people can downvote it. It'll go down towards the bottom of the list. As far as other differentiators go, those sites are really catered to sort of an early adopter crowd. If you're into politics and you want to talk about that, you use the daily page. If you're into quirky things and news, you might use Reddit. We see those people as early adopters, and they actually are. That was a great source of views to our website through those channels. But we want to expand to a wider base of people who are just using and engaged in the community.
Can you explain the tags and the revenue model a little bit more in depth?
Yes, thank you. I had to rush through that section. The tag section is any person asking a question can tag it with specific things. We made it so if you type in a tag that already exists, that tag pulls in or suggests it. Otherwise, the tags are all generated by questions as they come up. There's certain tags will be generated for anything you can think of really in the Madison area as the site gets more and more use. So stores will have an interest in subscribing to those tags. We talked to a store that specialized in liquor and olive oil and vinegar on University, and they feel like half of their job as a great store is to educate their consumers about it. So they really want to engage with the community who are out there asking questions about that sort of information. So if someone says, where can I buy great olive oil in Madison, they want to be able to answer that question and educate the community on what great olive oil is and engage that potential customer.
How do you make money from that, though?
Yeah.
So we set up a specific business profile. So the businesses will create a business profile where they can answer questions to, and we monetize the business profiles.
Why can't I just do that? I own an olive oil store. Why can't I just go on as a user and just do it? Why would I pay you to have that?
That's a great question. So his question was, why can't he just come in as a owner of the business store, as an individual user of the site, and not use the system? And that's an entirely valid question that we'll have to figure out. But we can put badges to say that you're an actual vendor of this thing, so you'll have a little more credibility. The system does have a credibility aspect to it, where if someone answers a question and they have a lot of points, you gain points on the website, then people will take your answer more seriously because you have that reputation. So we can use reputation tools and other game dynamics to work on that. So we're still in the process of validating the revenue model, but I think some other guys have ideas about that too.
Yeah, also we talked to some people there, and they said they're very busy manning the desk and everything. They don't want to be trolling through this stuff. They'd be paying to get email alerts tailored to them to alert them to what's going on, so they know to get in there and answer the questions and not spend time on it.
Okay, that's better. That's
Thanks, Joe. Like I was saying earlier, my team is phenomenal.
I think you're definitely gonna have like a chicken and egg problem. Like you need to have the content before you can get the users really using it. So how are you gonna overcome the first couple months of getting the data, getting people coming to the website and actually seeing what they actually want? You know, the questions and the answers they want.
So he's talking about how do we get people to it so that we can sell those impressions to businesses. That's why we started early and tried to get as many people on it as possible. So we've had a lot of traction, and we think that we can continue that traction because of the inherent sticky nature of the website. And then so that's why we weren't able to actually validate these revenue models yet, because we do have that problem. But we were able to drive 600 some people to the site in less than 24 hours.
How many questions and answers?
We have, I think, just under 100 questions and a little more than that answers.